What's up, guys? For those of you that couldn't tell by the title of this video what I'm going to be talking about today, I think the title of the video kind of says it all. I don't even know where to start. So I'm going to talk about something I didn't really want to talk about, and it's been like 3 months. Nobody really knows exactly what happened and what's going on, or none of that, and nobody really talked about it besides the stuff you guys heard on the internet and assumed and all that stuff. So can't really believe everything that's on the internet, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna talk about it. Why not? Of course, I'm not gonna get into the personal stuff and get super personal, but I will tell you guys just about my ex dating Saxon Charbonneau. This was a very touchy subject for me to talk about before, but I don't mind talking about it now. So let's get right into it. Oh, my hair is going crazy. So I'm obviously not going to tell you guys why we broke up and stuff, and everyone has their assumptions and what they think happened and what they saw on the internet, and that's just what people say. You never heard me or Saxon come out and say why we broke up, and at least I'm not going to come out and say it, and I don't know if she is, so it's just personal, so we ain't really talking about it. But I will say this, being in a relationship with that girl was good. It was awesome. It was honestly like the best thing ever. I don't know why I chose this beach scene, but it was the best thing ever. She was super awesome and sweet, and she's a great girl. I have honestly nothing bad. So if you're clicking on this video thinking I'm gonna say some bad stuff about her, I have nothing bad at all to say about her. She's a really good person, and she's really sweet and understanding and loving. While we were together, I was honestly one of the happiest people out there. Then some stuff happened. One thing I will say is, don't take the people that love you for granted. Always try to understand both sides. Don't just think about yourself. And because of what I was going through in my life at the time, I was a very stressed out person, and I would always just be stressed out, and I guess that my stress affected our relationship in not a good way, to where it led to other things. I'll put it like this, at one point in my life, my happiness depended on her because of all the stuff going on in my life. I wasn't happy within myself, so all my happiness was in her, and you can't really do that. In a relationship, there should be your happiness and your partner's happiness, and then together you guys just make each other happier, and it just becomes more of a bliss. In my relationship, it wasn't really like that. Of course, when we started dating, I was a very happy person, but then some stuff that was happening, I was a very stressed out person. And because I was depending on her for happiness, the day she was down and I'm, depending on her for happiness, it just was conflicting and ended up resulting in other things. Basically, when I started dating Saxon, she honestly made me the happiest dude. And I'll put it like this, I still, I know this is gonna sound crazy, and it's just like when you commit so much of your time to someone, once you break up, that doesn't mean everything's that's it, all your feelings stop and everything. No, I still love the girl, and she's amazing, and I think she's still great, and despite everything that happened, I'm still, if something ever were to happen in her life, I'd be there for her. And I miss her, and I think about her every once in a while. It's just that all doesn't go away. It's not just, and sometimes it's not a bad thing. Some people look at it as a bad thing, oh, I can't get over my ex, blah blah. And I think that's very mature. I think the more mature thing to do is just, it's okay. It happens, things happen, you go over it, and who knows? I'm young, and who knows what's going to happen in the future. You can't just hold grudges and try to do things, be rebellious, to try to do things that you'll regret later just because you were hurt at one point in your life. And I know I'm kind of ranting, but I just wanted to be an inspiration to all you guys. And with Saxon, I grew so close with her family, and they were my second family, and I was her little brother and her sister, and her parents were my second parents. I grew to love them, and I still do. They're just a great family, really sweet actually. I've made mistakes. There's certain ways that I wish I could have acted differently to not have the end result of the way it ended, and why it ended. Things you can say, or if you're stressed out and you don't control your stress, meaning you take it out on people that love you and are there for you, what's going to happen is they'll start to grow apart. And they'll want other things, and it just sometimes that's where things go bad. And I wasn't really understanding that because I was so concerned about my own stresses and my own happiness that I wasn't necessarily realizing what's happening to my relationship as it's growing apart. I just want to tell the people that are in a relationship or are going through tough times, like, you know, if you're a guy or girl, whatever, you should really like consider taking, you know, like always just try to like understand each other and make each other happy. If you're stressed out, like, don't depend on your girlfriend or boyfriend for happiness, or don't try to find inner happiness within yourself, and then you can talk to your partner about it, and then you guys can both work it out. And that's something I didn't understand till after we broke up, and now that I do, obviously, if I went 8 months back and did everything different, everything would have been completely different. Everything, I would not be in this situation talking to you guys about this right now. But it didn't. You know, everything happens for a reason. It's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, it could be inspiring to others. But I will say this, like, when there's hardships in your life and all this stuff, and it's beyond just a people level where people can make you happy, you also, I mean, I'm not ever pushing religion on anyone, and I'm a believer in Christ, and I believe in, I'm Christian. So the one thing I will say is you also have God. You have supernatural powers. Like, you can just pray, and a lot of times God will answer your prayers, and things will happen in a positive manner for you guys. And so it's just like, when you're going through hard times, don't always just depend on your human powers or people around you. Sometimes you just have to put all your worries on God, and things will work out. I don't mean to sit here and preach. Of course, everyone has different beliefs, and I respect and support all of them. That's just my personal beliefs and something that works for me since I was a child. And, you know, I've been resorting to it a lot lately, and I can see the changes that are happening, and everything's just becoming more positive and awesome. You just have to be really smart with what you do, say, you know, because words hurt people. And if that's just the true fact, like, people get hurt when you say certain things. And this is not just now talking about relationships as in boyfriend, girlfriend. This is like friendships and family members and stuff. You want to be really careful with what you say or do, and how you interact with people. Just a quick, everything I just talked about in like a short little phrase, I'll just summarize it all. Being in a relationship with, you know, Saxon was a great thing. And I know I didn't talk about it much, but I'm gonna start becoming more open with you guys about it. She was a great girl. Not one bad thing do I have to say about her. She made me very happy. All my friends loved her. I love her family. I love her siblings. Everything about the Charbonneaus is just great. Her parents raised her very well. I just wish certain things I would have done differently to prevent leading a relationship the way it was led. Of course, I'm still young, so who knows what the future holds, and, you know, people move on and get into different relationships. Personally, I'm just focused on myself right now, focused on my career and things that I'm working on, and we'll see what the future holds. But I'm not gonna be out. The way I see it is, like, you know, when your heart's still in a certain place, you don't just run around getting into other relationships. That's just not very healthy for anyone, because then you'll end up hurting, besides yourself and the people you were in a relationship with, you'll just end up hurting more people if you just, after a relationship, run around and get into other relationships. I'm just gonna focus on myself, focus on you guys, put out awesome content for you guys. And if you guys like this kind of motivational stuff, you know, like this video so I can see, so I'll do more of this kind of stuff. I had to open up to you guys about all this, and it's just, you know, I just had to get it off my chest. It feels better. I feel much better. I hope you guys all understand where I'm coming from and what I'm trying to say. I hope you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. I don't mean this video to be very depressing. I actually want this video to be inspiration to others. And the one thing I want to leave you guys with before I go is, and I've said this in this video before, do not take the people you love. I feel like I repeat a lot of stuff I said in this video, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Do not take the people you love, or friends, or family, or boyfriend or girlfriend for granted, because when things do go south, you're gonna wish you didn't do the things you did or said the things you said, because you're gonna want them there for you, and it's a lot harder to get through certain things without them. But of course, it's life, and we move on, we see what happens. But as for all this, I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. I'm just gonna stay positive and do my thing. Still love Saxon, and I miss her, and I miss her family. I miss everything about her. She's a great girl, and I don't want you guys all, you know, thinking anything bad of me or of her in this situation. I just want you guys all to be supportive, and loving and understanding. This was something I wanted to do for a while, but I've done this about 20 times. I pulled out the camera, and every time I had to stop myself. I couldn't get myself to talk about it, because every time I talked about it, it still was so deep in my heart. It still hurt me. Now I'm feeling good. Everything's looking up, finally getting things together in order, getting my life together. Becoming the person I was when all this started. I'm putting all myself to pieces and putting all this together, and that's to the point where I'm like not so hurt by any of this, where I can talk about it. You know, there is nights where, you know, I fall asleep, and before I fall asleep, I just lay there and think about like the things I could have done different in my relationship and all of this stuff. And of course I miss Saxon a lot, and obviously this is very personal. And you know, when I wake up, I think about her sometimes, and it's just like, it's just life, you know. You just have to, it almost inspires me and motivates me to be a better person, you know, to not have to go through this again. But the one thing I do want to talk about, and this is a little bit more like on a personal level, where it's like, when I was going through all this, and the reason the breakup was much harder on me than, I don't know how hard it was on her, but it was so much harder on me, I think. Well, it was just so hard on me because like I said, I depended on her for happiness, so I felt like my happiness got taken away from me, and it was just like, it was just not a good, it was just nothing I could, it was just the position I was in. It was just my only option, but at the same time, it's just very complicated to explain. So like, because I was depending on her for my happiness, it basically affected me more than it should have. And you know, when all this was happening, a bunch of all the rumors and drama started, where people started assuming other things and talking all this garbage and nonsense online and all these assumptions. You guys were like basically my second happiness. Like, you guys were people like I depended on and all this stuff. So like, when I was going through like a very tough time with the breakup and stuff, I was hoping I could count on you guys to be there for me, and people I could depend on and count on and cheer me up. But instead, you guys are like, not all of you, a good chunk of you guys were like supportive through all and supportive now, but like a lot of you are just bandwagoners. You just hop onto whatever you hear on the internet and just basically are just a bunch of fans that just hear what people say and believe what other people say. And it's just like, it really hurt me even more. And this is beyond the breakup now, where it hurt me, where it was like, I needed you guys there for me, to count on you guys, and you guys weren't there, to the point where I had to, you know, I resorted to my family, who was always there for me. And that's what's nice about family, they'll always be there for you no matter what. And you guys were the people I really wanted there for me, and you guys weren't. And it's just a shitty feeling when you have over 500,000 people online that are supposed to be there for you and support you, are just a bunch of people that just hear whatever they want and just bandwagon and just find a thrill of hate. And it's like, honestly, like, I don't need you. If you are here to hate and talk shit and not support me and just be like a complete asshole, then get out, like unsubscribe. I don't want you here. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna be very open about it, but like, I only want people that are here to support me. And so that's just something I had to get off my chest, because like, it, honestly, besides the breakup, like, breakup was, yeah, it was painful on me, but like, the fact that like all the work I put in and to make you guys happy and proud of me, and like everything I try to build up with you guys together as a group, when something went south in my life and something was just not going good, instead of being there for me, you guys just decided to just turn on me. And that's not a good feeling when you have over 500,000 people and a good chunk of them are just a bunch of haters. Like, in that case, just don't subscribe, leave. Like, I don't care. I'm not even gonna be upset about it, because I don't need you in the first place. But if you want to change your mind and understand me, understand like the difficult times, because at some point in your life something will happen and you're gonna want people there for you. And especially if it's like, if you're like in the social media and you have followers and all that, you're gonna want your supporters to support you. So if you guys, you know, have some sort of like sympathy or like feel bad, I accept apologies. I forgive very easy, so I forgive you guys. And you know, you guys can definitely, you know, just be cool and show me some love. Like this video or something. Show me that you guys are there for me, and that, you know, it was like all a mistake, because I'm totally down to forgive you guys. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. to the end of this video. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. Show me some love. Give this video some likes. Subscribe to this channel if you're new. If you're new and you don't know what's going on, it's on a deeper level. Maybe if you watch some of the old videos, you'll catch on. Thank you guys for everyone that's just been there for me through everything, no matter what. I appreciate you guys so much, and I love you guys. Thank you so much. Subscribe. I'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video. Let's do this.